Dr. Vondelin Wright. I'm 44 years old, and I'm a breast cancer advocate, and I'm a breast cancer warrior as well. I'm a pharmacist. I own my own pharmacy, and right now I'm opening a whole wellness hub. But in 2020, when the pandemic came, I was on the front lines giving a lot of people their COVID vaccines, and just making sure everything was good with our community. And the end of 2020, I felt the lump in my breast. I didn't think it was anything, so I kind of ignored it. Me being a business owner, sometimes, I don't know if y'all know, but sometimes it's hard to get insurance when you don't kind of go and work for somebody. So I was kind of independent. So I didn't do much about it. But me being a healthcare professional, I knew that if I was feeling something, I needed to do something. And so in February of the next year, 2021, I went to the doctor and I got mammogram. And mammogram said that something unusual is going on, but I still at the time did not have insurance. And I didn't really think it was anything major. I went and got a sonogram, and what was that, in May of 2021, and it came back that I probably need a biopsy. And a biopsy is the only way to really prove if you have breast cancer or not. And so I got a biopsy, and sure enough, it came back that I had breast cancer. I was devastated. I was like way too busy to have cancer, right? And I thought I was way too young, because typically we have been seeing cancer in older people. And I was just like, I didn't feel like I had cancer, but I did. And so from there, I knew that I had to document my journey. And I knew that if I could get cancer, anybody can get cancer. And so that's what I did. I had a choice. They told me that the type of cancer I had already spread to my lymph nodes. And so it didn't spread throughout my body. It would have been stage 1 cancer if it was only in my breast, but it spread to my lymph nodes. Your lymph nodes is what protects the cancer from spreading to other parts of your body. If it spreads past the lymph nodes, that's what they call like terminal cancer or stage 4 cancer. So my cancer was stage 2 because my lymph nodes kind of protected it to not go further in any organs in my body. So I was lucky. I caught it when I did, because had I ignored it, I'm sorry, it's 13213 pounds. I'm sorry, I'm doing something else. But it didn't spread. But one of the choices I had was to do chemotherapy, and I was devastated because chemotherapy, I don't know if any of you have seen somebody when they do chemotherapy, but chemotherapy does a number to your body. It really, really is a lot. And I felt like I didn't have time to do chemotherapy, and I wondered if I could do anything different, but my doctors did advise me in order for me to live, I needed to do chemotherapy. And so I did. It was the hardest time of my life. What chemotherapy does is it attacks the cancer cells and it kills the cancer cells, but it also attacks the healthy cells. And so it just shuts all of your body down. And so for me, I felt like I was in an 80-year-old lady. I couldn't walk up a flight of stairs. I ended up having a blood clot in my lung. I had pneumonia. And there were times when I just wanted to give up because chemotherapy took me through so much. But I'm glad that I didn't, because now I'm living a really good life post-cancer. And I'm showing a lot of people that although you might go through something devastating like cancer, if you just believe and you fight, a lot of times, and if you catch it early, you could beat cancer as well. And so my mission now with the Fight Wright Foundation is to advocate for women, especially minority women who might not have a lot of resources, to be able to do things like mammograms and sonograms and catch their cancer early enough if they're going to have it, so that they can fight and still live a nice, healthy life. And so that's where I am now. I will tell you too, after I did chemotherapy, I had to do a double mastectomy. And that means that they take all the tissue out of your breast, and I was able to get reconstruction surgery. But after the mastectomy, I ended up doing radiation as well. So sometimes if you have breast cancer, you might just do one or two things. I had to, because my cancer was already in my lymph nodes, so I had to do a lot of different things. The type of cancer that I had was, it was very treatable. It's hormone driven. And so now I have to take a pill for the next 5 years, or to have to take two pills, one for the next 5 years and one for 2 years. I had to take a chemotherapy pill for 2 years. And initially I said, no, I don't want to take that chemo pill because I had been through so much. But now I'm about to start taking it. When they did the reconstruction surgery, they found out that cancer was still in my body. And so I have another surgery coming up on May 1st. And so it continues. Once you have cancer, people always say, are you cancer free? I like to use the word in remission or no evidence of disease, because once cancer is in your body, it can come back at any time. And so do y'all have any questions or?
So one of our questions was if you think like women are more informed about making decisions like now than like maybe 10 years ago, because I know like a lot of women are like misinformed by their doctors and like other things like that.
Yeah, I think even as a healthcare professional, I think women need to advocate for ourselves more, because a lot of times you get, especially younger people, they might look over something, but if you're looking out for yourself, you know your body better than anybody else. So sometimes we have to push for more than the doctor is willing to do. And so women are sometimes informed, but sometimes they're scared too. Because I have people tell me all the time, oh, I feel something, but I'm scared to like figure out if it is cancer or what it is. And sometimes that kind of delays treatment. And if it is something, then you might end up, with a worse outcome than you would have if you would have just kind of felt something and did something right away. And so that's what we advocate for women to, if you feel something different, you got to say something. And if that doctor don't believe you, then you need to go to another doctor.
So I have another question. How difficult is it to reclaim your identity after like all this like social stigma around in our society?
So initially I could not even say the word cancer when I was diagnosed, because I'm like, with all the stigma of somebody with cancer, because all I knew is that people get cancer and people die. That's what most of us see for cancer. For me, I knew that no matter the changes I had when I lost my hair, all of that stuff was devastating. But I had my husband to remind me, you are who you are, and you're still beautiful. And so I looked at myself in a light that I'm still me, and nobody can take that away from me. And so my heart was the same. Appearance-wise, I might have changed, but all of that came back. All of my appearance came back, and that came back with a glow. And so now I get to show people that you can still be beautiful even after cancer. And so that's one of the missions that I have, because I have so many people look at me and say, you don't look like you have cancer. And I said, well, what does cancer look like?
I had a question. So how did you evaluate the best plan of action for yourself? Because I know you are a business owner. So how did you manage both your new diagnosis and your life prior to being diagnosed with breast cancer?
I felt like I got diagnosed with cancer I guess, it's never a good time to get diagnosed with cancer, but me being a business owner, I had a lot of employees and a lot of people in place to help me keep things going. And so they were determined to make sure things ran like I needed them to run. And so my businesses did not miss a beat. And I was really blessed to have that, because one of the dilemmas that a lot of people have when they are diagnosed with something like cancer is, do I go to work, or, do I pay for, they can't probably pay for the medication, or they might be behind on their bills at home if they have to take care of themselves. I didn't have those dilemmas. So I was blessed to have cancer, not because if I was, say, maybe a college student or something, that would have been hard on me. I was a single parent at some point. That would have been hard on me as well. But I was thankfully established enough to balance, have my businesses run, and be able to just focus on getting better and taking care of my health.
So we know you have a foundation called Fight Wright Foundation. So do you mind telling us a little bit about that, like what you've done so far, your mission and things like that?
So with Fight Wright Foundation, when I was going through treatment last year, I'm sorry, hold on one second. Hey, I'm on a conference call. Okay. All right. Okay. So last year we had a dinner, and in June of last year we had our first annual Fight Right dinner, and that was really good because we were able to have my doctor from Moffitt come and speak to people, and it encouraged a lot of people to go and get mammograms. We didn't have a whole lot of money in the beginning because a foundation, of course, you got to build. And so by October of last year, we had our first annual walk, and that we had hundreds of people, and we were able to inform a lot of people about breast cancer. This year, we have 4 events that's coming up, and those events we plan to start raising more money so that we can do things like if somebody needs a mammogram, we could try to fund it. So right now, we're just kind of getting into being able to help more people. But some of the things that the foundation has done is we've walked with people through things like chemotherapy from the beginning to the end. We have like blankets that will give like things that I knew that I would have wished I would have had when I was in chemotherapy. That's what my foundation has provided. The comfort that I knew that I wish that I had, or that I was able to have, and I know other people are not able to afford to have, is what we've provided. We've helped like 5 people go through chemotherapy because that I know is the toughest time of beating cancer, and so those people are so grateful. And so we plan to help a whole lot more people in the future when we are able to raise more funds. One of our missions is to have a mammogram bus. And so that'll be so cool because we'll be able to kind of have a mobile bus that will pull up to give people mammograms, because sometimes I talk to people and they might be 45 or 50 years old and they haven't had a mammogram ever. And even younger people that might feel a lump, they don't know like what the next steps are. So that's where we are with the foundation. We're really new, but we're excited about the possibilities.
Going along that with the foundation, if you ever need any help or anything, or volunteers or whatever, please reach out to us. We'd love to be involved. Whether it's with our school, raising money, please reach out to us.
Yes, I have some events. I really, if y'all could put it on your calendar, in October, the annual walk is going to be October 14th. I'll send you a copy of all the events that we have coming up. We have an event coming up this June as well. And it's an exhibition at the Tampa Museum downtown where we're going to be raising funds for breast cancer as well. That one I think might be more of an adult event, but the walk is something I would definitely love for your foundation to come and have a tent, and then you can talk about kind of what you all do as well. So we'll definitely stay connected like that.
Oh, another thing. Are you okay with this being recorded, this call?
Oh, yes. You can record it. You can ask me whatever. I'm really open, and I'm glad that you all are interested. Have you all had experience like anybody with breast cancer before that you know of?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
one of our teachers, she actually like recently unfortunately passed away from it, and she was like one of the reasons why we started this, because we like did research into it, and yeah, so
Yeah.
she was someone we were all really close with.
Oh wow, yeah, it's unfortunate. So many people. Do you know if she had caught it late or she had battled it a long
She's
time?
battled it for like a few years.
Yeah.
Like I think like
It's almost been like
7
8 or 9 years,
yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, it's tough. That like I said, now I have to go through another surgery because they just found out that the cancer is in my body again. But the good thing is that it hasn't spread because we did a PET scan to see if it went to other parts of my body, and it wasn't. So I'm grateful for that. But it's always in the back of my mind that, oh my gosh, this cancer can come and it can spread at any time. But I don't live my life every day waiting for it to come back. I just live my life and I try to help as many people as I can. And I continue to run my businesses and continue to grow. And I also have I have 2 sons and I have a husband. So I just try to not let cancer take over my life, because if it did, then I would not be winning the battle. And I feel like I'm winning the battle. So, yes.
Well, thank you so much again. We're all really inspired by your story. Like taking the time and your courage, it really means a lot to us. We've spoken to a lot of people, and every single time we can't believe your bravery. So thank you for your journey. Thank you for sharing it. Thank you for your foundation. Like you really are doing a lot of change, and I hope you know that.
Thank you.
Please check out the 2 videos on your screen and subscribe to our channel as well. Thank you!